Mark Kimmitt, a former Assistant Secretary of State for Political-Military Affairs, joining us from here in Istanbul. Mark, always good to talk to you. Here we have somebody of low rank with very high access. Isn't that a situation that exists throughout the military and intelligence communities? And is it now, for whatever reason, more of a risk than it used to be?
Well, first of all, yes, in both counts. The fact remains is this was a young man, 21 years old, who had access to some of the highest classification intelligence out there. There's got to be some hard examination on two things and on two levels. Number one, who gets access to this information? Anybody in the Massachusetts Air National Guard, 10,000 miles away from anything that matters in terms of who needs this intelligence, we've got to look very hard at that. We need to take a look at how they access this information. And I would suspect that the military and the government will start using biometrics anytime that somebody has access. Unfortunately, the one area that we probably will not change is either in legislation or prosecution.
You know what surprises a lot of people out there, and this opened a lot of eyes. Knowing that this situation even exists, where this is essentially an IT specialist who just had access to these documents, and he's able to bring them to his home. I'm surprised that this hasn't happened many times before, especially after the very high-profile cases of Edward Snowden, Reality Winner.
Yeah, I think it's even more basic than that. I mean, Reality Winner and Edward Snowden had reason and access to the information. But for goodness sakes, when you have a president of the United States, a vice president of the United States, a current president of the United States mishandling this kind of information, number one, it makes it very difficult to prosecute these young, low-level offenders. And number two, I think we will see this is going to turn into a political firestorm over the next couple of weeks.
Good point. Good point.
Without any regard to the military consequences of what's happening here.
Now that we're hearing more about his profile, allegedly, that he would be in this chat room and talk about gaming and guns, and apparently there were some racist memes going on. And he's 21 years old. I mean, not far out of college. What does that profile say to you? What do you glean from any of that? Are you surprised at who the leaker was, allegedly?
No, not at all. But Michelle, you and I have been around long enough to know that we take young 18-year-old American citizens, we give them a gun, and we send them off to war. So in terms of the relative age here, 21 years old dealing with military information is not that young.
Yeah, good point. And as information comes out of this, I mean, we just saw more from the leak, I think yesterday, that this was being leaked to this chat room for nearly a year. Does that bother you that there was no flagging by the intelligence community that this stuff was out there? Or do you think that that community online was small enough that it makes sense that nobody detected it?
Well, I would turn it around on you, Michelle. In fact, privacy advocates who are worried about the collection of metadata on behalf of the U.S. government should absolutely be excited about the fact that no government is collecting on them. If the government was collecting to the level they should to determine this kind of information being passed on the internet, I think we probably would have seen this far sooner.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, there's no eye in the sky picking this up. Mark, always excellent to talk to you. Thanks a million.
Take care, Michelle.